Lesson 10, perfect and pluperfect active indicative. We have learned future active, aorist active, present active, as well as the imperfect as a secondary ending. Tonight we're going to look at primarily perfect. The pluperfect is very rare. Perfect is much more used in the New Testament. The perfect is a special tense. I like the perfect tense. It is many scholars consider it the most exegetically significant of the Greek tenses. There's a lot of theology wrapped up in these verbs, and the main idea of the perfect is that here's what we've got to keep in mind. Let me get my pen working here. The main idea with the perfect is that it expresses the continuance of completed action. So this is extremely significant, that the perfect tense, there's a continuing. There's something is completed, but different from the aorist, which expresses a past action. With the perfect, there is a completion in the past, but there is a continuing effect. The results are ongoing. And so this is what really is significant. For example, we're in Holy Week this week, and we're studying the crucifixion of Jesus. In John 19:30, we are told that Jesus said, "It is finished." And that is three words in English, but it is one word in Greek, and it is the word tetelestai. And it is a perfect tense verb. Actually, it is perfect passive indicative. And passive means that the subject is being acted upon. Well, when Jesus says, "It is finished," what's the it? Oh, that's the assignment, the mission that he has been given from God. And it is passive, meaning that the it was acted upon by Jesus. So Jesus perfected the it, that is the assignment. So when Jesus said it is finished, he not only did he complete the work, but he also, there's a continuance of it. Redemption is not simply a past tense event, but it continues to have effect. So we'll see this more and more as we go through it, but I hope you can see the beauty of the perfect tense. There's some rich theology that will come from that. Okay, how is it formed? If we take luo, our traditional stem, you form it by adding kappa alpha at the end, and we do something else. Remember, with the aorist and the imperfect, we augmented it with an epsilon. In the perfect, there is a reduplication. Essentially, you take the first letter of the word and you put an epsilon after that, and then you stick it at the beginning of the word as a prefix. Okay? And so you can see leluca, lelucus, lelucan, lelucamen, lelucata, lelucason. I have loosed, you have loosed, he has loosed. So it's something that happened in the past, loosed, but there's a continuing effect from that. Okay? Now you have second perfects, and we'll talk more about these as we start translating. But second perfects are verbs that you see the reduplication here, but notice there's no kappa there. and it is absent because of this double consonant letter, if you will. And so you'll just begin to know that there are second perfects that do not have the kappa, but you can recognize it with its reduplication and its secondary endings here. I mean, its primary endings here. Gegropsa, or gegrapha, gegraphus, gegraphamen, gegraphen, gegraphamen, gegraphata, gegraphaso. Okay. Also, I want to show you there are 21 verbs in the New Testament that contain these second perfect forms, and you'll just have to be aware of them. Here's akuo, akekoa. Notice the reduplication with the alpha kappa and the eta kappa. My alpha has lengthened to the eta, and the initial prefix has become shortened. Notice there's no kappa in each of these terms, but you do see the reduplication in them. The stem is modified because of the vowel, the internal vowels. It's just simply memorization there. Okay. The significance, we've talked a little bit about the significance of the perfect tense. This is notice this sentence here. The Greek perfect refers to a state that results from a completed action. And that's essential to what I said earlier. It is the continuance of a completed action. So I want to just note that it has a past tense element. It's really a tense that covers all the tenses. It occurs in the past. There's a continuing effect in the present and then potentially into the future. Notice this example contrast between the aorist and the perfect. In Acts 2, verse 2, we have an aorist indicative. A sound filled the whole house. And once that sound occurred, then it just dissipated and stopped. But you can hear the past tense element of that. Here's a perfect indicative in Acts 5:28. You have filled Jerusalem with your teaching, meaning it happened in the past, he filled it, and there was a continuing effect that people were sharing it, people were still thinking about it, and so you can see the tenses contrasted there. All right. So I want to take a look for just a second at a couple of examples, at least one example here. And in this example, I want to just kind of walk through what we typically walk through as we translate. So let's look at this second one here, and let's work on translating it. Let's look at this one again. this second one here. Keota, hati, hemarteka, kata, tu, kuriu. So let's look for my verbs. Okay, I see what may look like a verb here, and I also see what may look like a verb here. Okay, let's figure out what they are. When I look at this, do I see an augment? Let's look at this first word. Is there an augment? No. Also, I notice the ending is not my secondary ending, so this is not an imperfect. I know this is not a present tense, and I also know it's not future. So it looks like it could be a perfect, and it's so because I see my reduplication there, and this is from the verb akuo. Okay, So this is, if this is perfect, then how would I parse this? So this is perfect, active, or let me, I did that incorrectly. This would be perfect, active, indicative. From a kuo, and what is my ate ending is what? So this is second person plural. So I would translate this, you have heard. Okay, you have heard. Hati could be translated that or because, but we'll come back to that. So here's another verb. I see a kappa ending. I do not see my reduplication, but my kappa tells me that this is a perfect. This is one of those secondary perfects, and so this is going to be translated perfect, active, indicative, and this is first person singular, and that would be translated I have sinned. See how that second perfect can really confuse you if you're not being aware. But my kappa, I'll either see a kappa or I'll see a non-reduplication. One of those will be present there, okay? Kata is a preposition meaning against. And then I have to kuriu. This is genitive, so of or from the Lord. That's pretty illegible right there, isn't it? So let's put this together. And remember, am I going to have double prepositions here? Kata in the genitive is going to be against, so I will lose that. So, you have heard that I sinned against the Lord. Okay, let's try that again. You have heard that I sinned against the Lord. You work on this next one. Let's read it together. Huper Hamon, Hetoimakin, Ha Theos Basilean. All right, give it a shot.